All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, that was a heck of a college basketball game. I apologize for keeping you guys. Some of you guys probably have been here all day. But really, really proud of our group. There's no program in our league that I have greater respect for than Northeastern and Bill Cohen. I knew it was going to be a heck of a battle. We played 2 great games against them, lost one up there, and then got it done at our place. But, our resiliency to be able to persevere through a tough end of regulation and to get it done on the defensive end. And made our free throws. Thought we did a really good job guarding the three-point line. Held them to 2 of 17 from the line. But, it's always nice to get the first one in the tournament like this. So really proud of our group.
All right, questions in the room? Do we have the microphone? All right, in front, Matt.
Matt Truckanari from Herb FM Sports Radio. Just talk about how that game ended with regulation and then overtime.
First of all, go Irish. I like your polo. Just
Thank
kidding.
you. Well, thank you. I agree.
But, we're a big believer in fouling up 3. That's kind of what we do. It's what we've done. It's what we practice in game situations. We had a nice lead in the second half, and you knew they were going to make a run. But we made the free throws, and then we talked about fouling, and it was just a tough bang-bang play. We wanted to try to foul right over half court. I think Telfort got maybe 1 or 2 more dribbles. It put Asimo in a tough spot, and give him credit for stepping up and making all 3. So, but again, same thing happened in overtime as well. I'm not really 4 seconds to 11 seconds, so we kind of stuck to just switching everything and keeping guys in front and make them take a tough one.
Questions in the room? Anyone? Kyle, go ahead.
Coach, with the Jameer there, the end of regulation, he got to the rim in the final second, then he got the go-ahead bucket attacking the rim. How comfortable do you feel kind of letting him, freelance in situations like that and just kind of attack?
Yeah, very comfortable. I'm not a big believer in calling timeouts at the end of the game because it's what we practice every day to be able to, be a little unpredictable. And, we knew he had 5 dribbles. He's so fast, they usually say a dribble per minute. He might be double that with how quick he is getting the ball down the floor. But, we got it down there. He got to look in the paint. And then, he was able to really, I think, get downhill and get to the basket. I think the physicality of the game on both ends, both teams shot a lot of free throws, and we just kept talking about, hey, let's get Jai touches on the block. Let's get areas for Jameer to attack with some ball screens. And, he's playing at such a high level right now. It's hard to take him out of the game.
I go to Zoom and Jerry Beach.
Hey, guys. Hope you can hear me. For both of you, how valuable is the experience that the guys on the floor who played on last year's team, how valuable is that experience tonight when it gets real close at the end and, of course, in overtime? Thank you.
Why don't you take that one?
All right. I think it's definitely very valuable. We kind of understand the peaks and valleys of a basketball game. Last year when we came and won it, it's not as if we just blew everybody out. We have very competitive games. We went down a couple times throughout that tournament. And I think that definitely prepared us for, this year, to be prepared for tough games.
Yeah, Jerry, I think, my message to our team before the game was, teams that advanced in March do it on the defensive end. Last year's team did it on the defensive end for 3 straight days, holding teams to, I think, below 59 points or whatever it was. I thought we dug in when we needed to get stops to win the game. There was a pretty back-and-forth game. Both teams were confident offensively scoring the basketball. But, we were able to get the stops we needed, especially in overtime, and holding them to 2 points in the last 5 minutes.
Back to Zoom and Andy Walter.
Hey, Jair. I know you've been dealing with some injuries. Obviously, you had a great tournament here last year. Kind of excited to be back and kind of have that feeling again.
I was definitely excited. I was coming back into the arena earlier today. It was definitely, coming back was definitely very exciting. I definitely think back to what we did last year all the time. And it's definitely exciting to be back here, make it possible, try to do it again.
I mean, did you feel like, this was one of your best games in a while, right?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely been dealing with some injuries and stuff like that and trying to, still go out there and play with my guys. So definitely it was good, have a game that I can kind of look at, be kind of excited about what I was able to do for my team.
Andy, I'll piggyback off that real quick. I mean, he had 21 points, but I thought the 14 rebounds, that has been something that I've talked with Jai about lately about how he can impact the game on both ends of the floor, and maybe when it's not going well. I mean, he and Jameer are at the top of everybody's scouting report. They're seeing 2, 3, sometimes 4 guys and making the right plays, but, really proud of him. He set a career high in rebounds, and obviously we're going to need that presence on the backboard moving forward.
Back to the room and in front to Chris.
Hey, it's Chris Heidel from Herberton Radio in Baltimore. How tough is it to play somebody 3 times in the season? Because you got Towson in the next, you played them twice already, and it's been tough for the last 2 games.
Yeah, well, we beat them at home, but I think it's obviously challenging. 2 different styles, and we're familiar with them. They're not sure they could have played a better second half at their place. They went 12 of 12 from the 3-point line. They were very confident, but it's a team and a program very familiar. They were picked first in our league. Obviously, got great respect for Pat and the seniority on their team. So we're gonna have to be ready to go, and their actions, their physicality. We got to get some rest to be able to prepare for them, but I do think we played them last year in the tournament. We're familiar with their movement and their personnel, so we'll be ready to go.
Matt, last one.
Matt Trucknoy, Herb FM Sports Radio, and just talk about the physicality of the CAA and how it can benefit you guys with future games.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we played Northeastern, I thought it was a football game. I mean, Jai can attest to that. I mean, it was 59-58. It was not a pretty basketball game. And, they got men. We have some men, and the physicality around the basket. And we're going to see it tomorrow night. I mean, that's a team with some size and presence. That's a really good defensive team. But, I think going through these battles, obviously we'll have our group ready. We got to get home and get some rest and prepare. Probably won't tip till, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. But, I think we have an older group. They like to be able to compete and go at it, and we know what's coming tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Start with an opening statement from Coach.
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to congratulate the Delaware basketball program. Martin does an unbelievable job. His players play hard, they play smart, they play together. A really talented group. I thought we had our chances tonight. Just had a couple of ill-timed turnovers that kind of let the game slip away, but I don't think that detracts from the effort that our guys put out. We played as hard as we possibly could. Ja here had an unbelievable game and almost willed us to victory. So very, very proud of our guys. Not the result we were looking for, but you got to tip your hat to Delaware. They made one more play than we did and earned the victory.
Questions in the room? Second row.
Hey, Coach, just wanted to ask your thoughts on the last couple minutes of regulation and then of overtime.
Yeah, I mean it was a back and forth affair. Like I said, I thought in the first half we took care of the basketball a little bit. We got in some foul trouble. We were trying to play a little offense defense with Chris and Kachi. And Nelson's he's a tough cover. Which I did a great job on him. They put him in the middle of the ball screen, or they go down low to Davis. Obviously Joe getting in foul trouble limited what we could do a little bit defensively, but all that being said, we had our chances to win if we made one more play.
Thank you, Coach.
In front.
Matt Trucknoy with Herb FM Sports Radio, and just talk about the success of your season.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, whenever the season comes to an end, it's a little bit of a jolt. Every day you're trying to create the best practice. There's always a game coming up. There's always something to look forward to. And then at the end, it's like you're running on a treadmill full speed, and somebody hits the emergency stop button, and you get the jolt. And we just got a little bit of that. So it'll take some time to kind of reflect on the season. I thought, we had moments. Young team, got a lot of experience, but I can't say enough about this man's leadership day in and day out. By far our hardest worker. He's in the gym constantly. He is all about his dream and his vision. He's a mentor to the younger guys. He's obviously extremely talented player, but more importantly, he's an elite teammate and a great human being. And when you have somebody like that in your program, and you get to go to practice with them each and every day, and he never wavers. He's the same way each and every day, and answers the bell. Doesn't want to come out of the game. Always wants to guard the best player. To me, that makes for a successful season. So going to practice with him is a joy. Competing with him night in, night out against the talented teams and coaches in this league is what it's all about. So I think I would define the success of our program in the relationships and the bonds that we built through hard work for a common goal and earning the mutual respect of the men and women in that room.
Jerry, last one.
I have two questions. Hope you can hear me. Jeff, first of all, did you expect to be fouled dribbling up the court at the end of regulation?
Yeah, Coach told me that they were probably going to foul up 3. So I just wanted to, get close to the three-point line, and as soon as I saw him get close to me, I had to get it up and just hope for a foul, and we got it.
Mm-hmm. And for both of you, I know this is a common question this when a younger team falls in a conference tournament, but how valuable can this experience be for you guys and for who's coming back next year, to have gotten so close in a big game like this against a defending champion? How can that help you guys going forward? Thank you.
Yeah, I think this tournament experience is invaluable. Everything from how your shoot around goes, how the rhythm of the day goes, how mentally preparing. You got the late game. How do you manage the day and conserve energy and stay focused and stay in that game mode. And there's nothing like a one and done tournament. There's an urgency about it. That, to be part of March Madness is everybody's dream. So for our young guys, I think, they learned some lessons tonight. And again, and it's not all about the wins and losses. It's about the process. And, I think they got better because of it.
Yeah, I think for the young guys, it's a good experience because this is, like you said, this is the defending champions. And, this is a tough team to beat. They got 2 great players, Nelson and Davis, some great role players around them. And they won last year. So for them to get that experience to play against the defending champs, it's going to be huge going forward. So that'll be great.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.